It looks cool.
Okay. All right. So I'm here with Greg Gilman, and Greg leads the band called Greg in Good Company. And he provided a song called Save Me that we'll put in somewhere in the movie. That's the theme song for my sitcom pilot, but also more importantly to the story, he has one of the funniest encounters involving my narcolepsy. He was a guest. Well, I'll let him tell the story. Or do you want me to set it up and then you give your response, or do you want to tell the story?
Whatever, man.
I'll set it up. Set it up. So yeah. He was on my podcast, Pajama Party, which was Mondays at 10 o'clock. Real smart scheduling for a guy who had a sleep disorder and had to be at work on Tuesday mornings. And he came in with his associate Lee Luxion, and they played a song called, what's the name of that song?
Actually, I think you're confusing two different interviews. So the moment that you're leading to, I was actually there with my percussionist Perry.
Oh, okay.
And I had just recorded my first track ever, dedication song.
Oh, that's right.
And then another time I'd come when you were at your Hollywood office.
Yeah.
And then me and Lee came in and we performed Monsters Lair, the song.
Okay.
Monsters Lair.
Oh, that's right, about Stranger Things. Okay, so this is the first one. So you came in and you were playing this song called Dedication Song. And I'm going to play at least a snippet in the movie. But it was just this beautiful song that you wrote to a friend who had died. Mm-hmm. And the thing was, I had just had one of my best friends, a guy named Ramsey Moore, had just died abruptly of a heart attack. And so I closed my eyes to listen to the song because it just was so powerful to me. But I kept my eyes closed for another 10 or 20 seconds after, because I was so totally going to start bawling. If I opened my eyes, I was trying to will the tears away. But everybody kind of had a different reaction. So what in your eyes, what do you think happened?
Yeah, so I still tell people about this to this day. I mean, it was just so funny. But at the same time, I felt terrible. I felt like a real jerk. But like, yeah, I had known you had narcolepsy, and as did your co-hosts, and we pressed play on dedication song. So it's like the track was playing. We're just sitting there, hanging out while it's playing to the audience. And you were kind of like, and then I kind of like pointed at you, and then one of your co-hosts was like, oh man, Carl fell asleep. So we kind of thought it was funny. And I remember we were like taking turns, like taking like selfies or pictures behind you. So there's probably some pictures out there of like me kind of behind you while you're like this. And we're all thinking like, oh, that's so funny, Carl fell asleep. And which to other narcoleptics out there probably isn't so funny. So I apologize. But I was a younger man at the time, different sense of humor, different sensibilities. And so we're kind of taking pictures with you and getting a good laugh out of it, thinking you just kind of passed out listening to this song. And then right as the song is about to finish, you kind of like pop up. And we all kind of sit back down, and you're like, what's so funny? And one of your co-hosts is like, Carl, you just fell asleep. And you're like, I wasn't asleep. I was crying because my best friend just died. And we're like, and it was just kind of like, ooh, sorry. And then we just kind of moved on from there. But I mean, that was amazing for me personally. In addition to it just being a funny anecdote, that was amazing for me as a singer-songwriter, because that's when I was just getting started. And it was great to have someone react that way, to have that trigger so much emotion to the point where they're, trying to keep their tears in while they're doing a show. And so that alone really let me know that I was on the right path. I was doing something right. I just got to keep writing these songs, keep singing them, And hey, now we're playing our first major festival in Montana this summer. We're playing to our first crowd of thousands of people. I've now had like 7 songs on various radio stations, and getting invites to play really cool events, and playing with a much higher level of musician. I play with Grammy winners and Flight of Voices. And so it's just been, ever since then, it's just been slowly but surely, you know, my music's taken me somewhere. Maybe by the time this documentary comes out, more people will know who I am. But either way, it doesn't matter. You know, that was your support, you know, giving Greg and Good Company a platform, especially in those early days, and taking a chance in us. Because back then it's like, yeah, like, you know, we have no idea who to reach out to. How do we get public support? How do we get on podcasts? How do we get the word out about us? So you were one of those very early supporters, and I'm also grateful that you used Save Me for your sitcom as well. And so yeah, man, thank you a lot.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Hang on a second.